a really hard thing to stay positive, whether or not you're here, the UK, America, you know, and anywhere around the world, because there's so much negative. And that's, I suppose that's the beauty of playing music, because we like people to get out of that. And if they tune into Fun Lovin' Criminals, then, you know, and they enjoy it, then we're doing our job to get people out of the negative bullshit that's going on in the world. I think that's important, you know. Me and Fash were very adamant that we wanted this record to be a little bit more of a party vibe. We wanted it to have some stompers on there. We wanted to bring some rock and roll back, bring some fun back into the Fun Lovin' Criminals, because to be honest with you, over the last 15 years, it's not been fun at all. So that's really positive to us, and I think that's why I said to you in the interview, you know, we're kind of done with negative shit, you know. I mean, you can get down, you can get tired. I mean, we're exhausted today, but, you know, once we get on stage and we put our suits on, and you get the energy, and then you get more positive, do you know what I mean? Music's great for that, you know. But yeah, that's what I meant by that. I'm glad you picked up on that, though. Nice.
Moje pitanje je bilo vezano za intervju koji smo radili pre 10-15 dana za kao najavu za ovaj koncert, gdje posljednje rečenice je bila posljednje pozitivno. Moje pitanje je bilo da li je lako ostati pozitivan u vremenima u kojima živimo, ne samo ovdje, učitno svijetu koji su negativna. Odgovor je da mi moramo ostati pozitivna, muzika je dobar medij da se to uradi. Njihove ideje se svi možda sada rade da vrate zabavu u fanlavicu, da vrate fan u fanlavu kriminac i da vrate nešto od rock'n'rolla i energije koju rock'n'roll donosi i njihove ideje jeste upravo to kada se obuku dele, kada se popuna scenu duže publici odmah od svih negativnosti u kojima se tako sučavaju širom sveta i da se zabave bar na jedan mali vremenski trenutak i da pobedimo i da se izvuku iz toga negativno.
Well, thank you. That was all from me, but now I will let the journalist rip you apart.
Right. What do you want to know? Done. One done. Hey, buddy.
Hey, man.
Welcome to Nisville.
Bless.
My answer is, how do you create your music? How do you write your text? And
Lyrics.
after that, instrumental music, what is the relation between text and
Okay. So, well, it normally starts with Fast in the headquarters, getting beats, samples, getting the music together. Lyrics and melody lines, that they can take a little bit longer, and they can come from 6 months ago to a year and a half ago, you know, in lyric books. And then it's a case of fitting the lyrics to the music. That bit is always the last part of how we go about stuff, and that takes quite a long time. But the music, that normally comes quite quick, doesn't it?
I mean, you know, back in the early days to when we were writing this record, you know, we sit at our instruments, whether it's you know, sampler, you know, keyboards, guitar, whatever, and we just throw down ideas. Yeah, we don't have any rules, you know. We never wanted to be a band that was a rock band or just a funk band, you know. We like mix mashing styles from anywhere, and I think people that sample music, especially back in late 80s, 90s, when it was sort of an art form. Today it's not so much anymore. I think it was great to just have like a stack of CDs that was Phil Collins and Van Halen and B.B. King and all these different artists, and just grab sounds. And then as you go through the process of recording a record, replaying stuff, clearing samples. I mean, nowadays it's much harder to get samples cleared, so we like to either hide them really well or replay them or play on top of them. But I mean, it's never hard for us to write the music, which is good for us, you know.
Znači, najčešće iz 4-16 hartova, gde imate određeni pattern što se tiče harmonije, ritma i gita koji se ponavlja i na osnovu toga, znači kada postave to, iza toga sledi pisanje tekstova, pravljanje melodije i uklapanje svega toga u celini. To je bio prvi deo toga. Drugi deo odgovora na pitanje jeste da su se vremena promenila danas u odnosu na 80. i na 90. 80. i 90. godina bilo je potpuno normalno imati gomilu diskova, pošlo do Van Halen, B.B. Kinga i tako dalje. Dakle, mi smo bavili delove i koristili tehniku sempovanja, ubacivali i na osnovu toga gradili dalje muziku. Danas je to mnogo teže raditi, tako da našalio se pa kaže ako i moramo da koristimo sampling, kako koristimo tuđe pesama, ono mnogo dobro da sakrimo da ljudi to ne primete, a pošto da mi to teže, onda uzmemo pa sami napravimo te bitove kompletne iz početka. Tako da nije principalno i kaže da mi volimo da pravimo muziku, nama ne pada teško, to je jednostavno da je nas. Please.
I have a big collection of songs and music.
Figurines.
Maybe like a lot of people these days, they don't buy albums so much, but they stream songs, and I collect music now, stream songs too. So I've got big influences, but playing the guitar, my big influences are, obviously rock music, and my father played classical guitar, so I love classical guitar as well. So for me, it's all about melody.
I like to listen to all kinds of music. I listen to a lot of reggae music. I listen to hip hop. I listen to a lot of Prince. He's my favourite. All kinds really. Sometimes a bit of dance stuff. It depends what mood you're in. Sometimes I like to listen to the old stuff. The crooners. Just it's all about what mood you're in.
Yeah, I don't really listen to music, to be honest with you, anymore. I listen to my records, my 7 inches, they're all old, but I don't listen to much new music, not really. Not for any reason other than I just don't.
Kad čovjek ti različite odgovor je da jednostavno ne slušam streamove uopšte, jednostavno kultura sa kolekcijom muzike, a budući da je on gitarista benda, on istakle da voli rock and roll svega, znači sviđa gitara, ali istovremeno je njegov otac svirao klasičnu gitaru, nasledio je od cijelog klasičnu muzici. Drugi deo odgovora je bio da slušam mnogo soula, mnogo hip-hopa, ali u suštini nije previše stilni, nego jednostavno reći raspoloženje, dakle ono raspoloženje, ono kako se osjeća u tom trenutku, to je najvažnije, da muzika bude u skladu sa njegovim osjećanjem. Treći odgovor je bio, ja više uopšte ne slušam muziku, imaš svoju kolekciju sedmičnih singlova, ali i to gledam pošto su prilično toga. Još neko pitanje?
You're the children of New York, and you have this great love for your city. After all these years, you have a single living in the city like Stevie Wonder living in the city. But it's different time. Blue Ring was one generation, and you are quite another generation from New York. We know in urban life there is a lot of violence, so you describe urban life, and what are your experience in your childhood with violence, and you have original approach to the criminal, but you have also similarities in movies, Tarantino movies. Tarantino also joins fun and criminal. After that, in England, Guy Ritchie also joined fun and criminal. How it is possible, good story, to be satirical on such phenomenon like it is criminal?
I think the 90s was a great decade for originality still in movies and music. And for us, you know, living in New York in the 90s, you're exposed to so much music. You know, I was working in a nightclub and hearing all this different music, and then I was going to see Tarantino movies and Scorsese films, and at the same time, the reality of like the, you know, Gotti crime family still blowing up cars and living that mafia life right out in the open before they could, you know, they all got busted by Rudy Giuliani. So it was easy for us to write these stories because that's what we were living. We were in our 20s and we were, you know, living like crazy people. We're obviously much older now, a bit wiser, got families. Bands relocated to the UK. I moved to the UK 15 years ago. Both these guys were born and bred in England in the Midlands, the mighty town of Leicester. So things change, your perspective on life changes. For me, it's more about making sure there's a good world for my daughter to grow up in, do whatever I can for that, you know, take care of my dog, my missus, my family. So naturally, you know, when the stories of the band are gonna change from us being goofballs in New York City, appreciating things like violence. You know, if you look at Tarantino and look at his movies, they all have that bit that has the violence. But if you go from like Reservoir Dogs, which has torturing scenes with police officers cutting the ears off and everyone shooting everyone, to like his last film, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, there's no violence in it until the last 5 minutes of the film. So I think it's kind of, I don't know, I'm not speaking for Quentin, but with us, it's like we kind of grew up a bit, you know? We don't live lives where we're surrounded by violence anymore, so we're just appreciative to not have that around our families, you know?
Kao što kao i u Tarantinovim filmima, kao i u Scorsesevim filmima koji su inače oni gledali, iznadano su to mogli da vidi na ulicama New Yorka. Dakle, mafijaško nasilje je bukvalo eksplodiralo oko 90-ih, dok tadašnji gradonačelnik Rudy Giuliani nije svemu tome stao na kraj. Naravno, percepcija i odnos koji su oni imali kao tada šaljivi 20-godišnjaci koji su mogli da se prokavaju sa svim time i sa takvom suprotnošću fan Lovin kriminalnih kriminalci koji vole da se zabavljaju, gde i jeste ta paralela sa Tarantinom i sa njegovim radom. Oni su danas odrasli, danas su ljudi koji imaju svoje porodice i njihova želja jeste da stvore bolji svet za svoju decu, a ne da se i dalje igraju u tim nekim stvarima kao što je fan kriminalci. Upravo je tu htjeli da napravi paralelu sa onim što Tarantino radi, ako pogledate njegove ranije filmove, oni su prepuni nasilja maltene od prvog do posljednjeg trenutka, a njegov posljednji film Once Upon a Time in Hollywood gotovo da uopšte nema nasilja do posljednjih 5 minuta filma. I to je negde, znači on ne govori, kaže ne govori u Tarantinu, on govori svoje ime, ali da se tu paralela može povući. Jednostavno sada su zreli ljudi i sada se bave malo drugačnim stvarima i sasvim je normalno da su prevazišli nešto na čemu su bili kada su imali 20 godina.
Ali biti glaviš
Unlimited.
on your love side.
That's where we are now, yeah.
Lovers.
Tu smo sad. Dobro, sad da bih čekali da se toga i da bih kasnimo i sa našim ovim preskonferencijama. Ja se zahvaljujem svima vama. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Have a great week.
Yeah, thank you guys, appreciate it. Yeah, that's great, man. It's nice to meet you in person.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah, man, it's fun. Thank you so much, and hopefully it's seated. We were watching footage.
Because you have like that standing, then those guys were
Stand
sitting.
up as well, gotcha. Stand on the chairs.
Yeah, because there are jazz acts that are really like
Mellow,
mellow.
so they sit. I got you, man. But so you like Roosevelt sessions, all right, so we got to throw a song from us.
I think in the sound and perspective, it's like you got more of that soul feeling.